Hi friends and fellow intuitive academics, my name is Shelly and I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your academic questions and your academic journey as students. And so today I wanted to kind of start the year off right by getting a sense of what study hack you need in your life right now as we're going into the new term for most of us and also finishing out the academic year. So I'm going to choose a few different cards to signify the different study hack or study skill that you would benefit most from right now. But since these are all useful skills, you might think of watching maybe even 2 or 3 of the piles of the readings that you're drawn to. So we're starting off first with the Empress. I won't say anything more than that. I'll just let you take a look at the card and get a sense if you're being drawn to the Empress. Maybe pugs are your dog. We next have the Knight of Wands. And let's get another one. Oh, I felt one back here. So we next have the Four of Pentacles. I won't be able to name all these dogs, but maybe you can. I think maybe we should bring one more out. Our last group is the Three of Swords. 3 of Swords. So take a look at these cards and see which one is drawing you to it the most, whether by the imagery or the central character, the central dog, or in the card, or some symbolisms, like maybe butterflies are your symbol, or these kind of blue bell type flowers. There will be at least one that you're more drawn to, but you might also be drawn to a couple or all. So just kind of trust your intuition on that. You can maybe start with the pile or the card that you're most drawn to, and then watch another reading or / pile after that. Okay, so I'll leave this on for a little bit and I'll see you in the respective readings next. Hi Empress group. So you were drawn to this card, which has a pug and 3 puppies, and all the puppies are sniffing different flowers. We have a rose, we have maybe a cherry blossom, not sure. Then there's a couple bluebirds and maybe a monarch butterfly in there as well. So a lot going on in there, a lot of kind of like growth and nurturance. So I was looking at this card to start off with, and I was kind of gathering that your study hack will need to be a bit about nurturing an idea. So it gives me the sense that you're probably working with something complicated that is a little bit challenging for you to understand, and what you need here is time, nurturance, and growth to get to that point where you understand that concept. And that nurturance really just comes from within. And so with the next cards, I wanted to give you a little bit more specific guidance on how you can nurture yourself to get to that point where you've matured enough and developed enough to understand that difficult concept that you're working towards. So yeah, I wanted to pull 3 more cards and see what they have to say for us. I think I want to read all uprights today. So we have the Strength card, number 8. And then we have the Queen of Swords. And the 8 of Swords. So you have 8s coming in twice here. And 8s can be about balancing energy, receiving back the energy that you put in. So coming back to this initial message about nurturing growth and idea, this is telling me that you'll need some kind of like schedule, like a consistent calendar to approach this one specific problem. So it's not the same as having like, oh, in 9 to 10 I'm going to study for this class, 10 to 11 I'm going to study for this class. No, it's more like there's one specific concept that you're struggling with and you need time to get there, so you'll have to kind of come back to it periodically, not by class, but by that one specific topic or subject. So if you do schedule your study, say 9 to 10, you study this one class, then I would say 9 to 9:15, like make a smaller division of time dedicated specifically to this, coming back to this one concept. And the 3 puppies, it's telling me like every time you come back to it, you're getting a little stronger, a little stronger. It's the multiplicity that you need, and the giving and the coming back and the receiving and the 8 that will get you to that point of understanding. And because we're talking about study hacks, and I'm also want to loop this into like study habits, this might be a good habit for you to transfer to other topics that you're struggling with. This might be a good strategy for you. With Queen of Swords, this is all about clarity. So this tells me it will come to you. And then the 8 of Swords is telling me believe in yourself. Don't doubt it. Don't fear that you're never going to get it, because that's kind of blocking you from getting it. Just put in the work day by day. Since 8 was repeated and 3 is significant, I would say allow yourself something in those time frames. So it could be like, depending on your time constraints, it could be like every 8 days you come back to this concept. You might need that space of 8 days to let your brain do its own thing. And then by the time you come back to it after the 8 days, you'll have a new perspective regarding that same topic, because of whatever else happened to you over that past 8 days, which is about a week. So it doesn't have to be exactly 8 days, but I'm getting the message that it should be more than 1 week. So at least 1 week. Yeah. So that could be like every 10 days. So like say you do every 10 days for 3 rounds. By the end of a month, you have mastered this topic that you've been so worried about. And yeah, a month sounds long, but you got there. You really got there, and that's the whole point. It doesn't matter how long it takes, really. It's about getting there in the end. The Strength card is also about kind of using gentle command of a scary situation or overwhelming situation. So it's like this is you kind of facing the difficult topic or the difficult concept to understand, and with gentleness and with patience. Patience, I think is a key word to come in here. So that would be your study hack to focus on right now. Of course, there's so many out there, but whatever issue is on your mind right now, this is the one to start with. give yourself time. Plan to give yourself time, because that's the way your mind is going to work around this particular difficult concept. Yeah, I think I've made that clear. So I want to pull one more card to use like as an affirmation. Oops. And maybe that can help kind of send you on your way. We can all learn important things from one another. Oops. And that just fell on the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords might also be a person in your life, and that happens to be the King of Swords. So there is actually going to be a mentor or like a tutor that will help you on this. And yeah, that gives me another sense that for some people out there, it will be a matter of visiting a tutor every like more than 1 week, maybe 3 times, and then you'll be able to get this concept. So wishing you so much luck with that, and I hope that helps you on whatever you're working through, sending you light on that aspect of your studies. If you liked this reading, please hit the like button. If you feel like seeing some more readings in the future, please subscribe. And if you have a question or comment, please add it to the comment box below, and I'll see you in the next one. Hi Knight of Wands group, so you are drawn to this card with, I'm gonna say, a German Shepherd carrying a staff or stick through some flames. So Knight of Wands is associated with creative energy and taking some forward action. So I'm kind of curious as to what study hack is going to be suggested to you here. Okay, so let's get some more cards for clarity. And see what that full message is on what's the study hack that is going to serve you best right now for whatever issue you're working on, whatever topic, or whatever maybe study hack that turns into a study habit that will serve you the best. So in addition to the Knight of Wands, we have here the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is a lot about kind of like having a lot of options and using discernment to decide the right one for you. So this could be like you have a lot of courses, a lot on your plate to juggle, and you're trying to sort out how to prioritize everything. So prioritization might be a key theme in the study hack. You also have, oh, another 7. Oh, I thought that was another 7. Yeah, that's an 8. So another forward action. So you have 2 7s and 2 forward actions coming through. The next is the 7 of Pentacles, and this is all about like planting seeds for the harvest, tending to your garden. It's not the part of harvest yet, but it's just about applying that seasonal work and consistent work. So paying attention to like the seasons of whatever study patterns or study needs you have will be important here. And then you have the 8 of Wands, which is about kind of like a swift forward motion on something. It could also be about very quick information coming in. But because I'm looking for swords to denote like a message or information, I'm going to say this is more about the speed at which you work, because there's 2 different speeds here. This is about diligently planting through the seasons, and so that's thinking more long term. And this is about the speed of the moment, getting somewhere in one leap, right? So that's telling me that you're going to balance these 2 speeds as your study hack, thinking long term and seasonally. So let me give you a example. how that might show up as balancing the long-term seasonal thinking and the short-term efficiency. So you might have a long-term project, right? Say over one semester, and you know you're gonna have to do like the initial idea making in the first 3 weeks of the semester. Then you'll come up with a plan, proposal in the next 3 weeks. Then you'll start doing your research in the weeks after that, and then the final weeks you'll be doing the write-up. So you know that the project progresses at that time, at that pace. That's also bringing me back to the 7, that you need to prioritize your work according to time, according to what needs to be done first, second, third, fourth. That's actually a really important skill to develop. So I am seeing that is your main study skill or study hack to focus on right now. And that will help you carry forward in a consistent manner, in the most efficient manner possible, even if it feels like overwhelming, that you have this long-term project in front of you and it looks very long and burdensome. It will go by quickly, and especially when you've planned out your day by day, your week by week, what the work will look like, and you just kind of show up for your plan and do that work, then you'll be at the end line in no time. Yeah, so the tangible study hack I'm going to say for you is to sit down right now and make a schedule out your whole semester, or however long this project is, or your whole year, and make a set of rough general milestones, say for the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter of the project. We have a cat visitor on the table. I don't know if she'll make an appearance on the camera, but she's here with us. And then within the 4 quarters, break that down into like week by week or even day by day. So something that I even did for my long-term dissertation project, the field research was like 1.5 years, but the research leading up to it added up even more time. So it was like a total of like a 2-year project plus. And so I really did rely on setting a schedule in that way, and then just like being my own boss or something like that, you know, showing up for the schedule that I set. So right now it's January, and you're setting this whole schedule for yourself. January you is the boss of February, March, April, May you. So February you is just gonna follow the instructions, same with March you. So right now what you need to do is make that schedule. It's going to serve you for the whole project. It's going to be essential actually for completing the project in a way that doesn't completely overwhelm you. Yeah, that's your study hack. So your schedule, I get the sense that maybe you're trying to write a schedule and you're like, you don't know where to start. Or you might be writing like day by day by day. No, start with, think of it as 2 different schedules. You have the quarterly deadlines, and then you have the deadlines within the quarterly deadlines, or like not deadlines, but schedule. So this can be, okay, remember in the first quarter, your main goal is to have done like gathering information and maybe like got a research question down. You have a research direction that will be like the goal you write down for the first quarter. Then think about what you need to do to get there. So okay, you need to log on to Google and do some searches. You can do that in a couple ways. You can schedule it for a specific day, or you could schedule to do that like say every Monday for like 3 weeks. And then what else do you need to get to that point? You need to start collating the research or the information that you find in like Zotero, or you know, an Excel sheet. So that's another thing you could do. You could say that you're going to do that, you know, at a couple points in the quarter, or you can schedule to do that every Tuesday. You bring up the Excel sheet and you kind of start organizing the information you already have. Yeah, I think that will serve you very well. So I'm going to leave it there and hope that that makes sense to you. Please always feel free to leave a question in the comment section if you need more clarification. But I wanted to end with an affirmation from this other deck. Hopefully that will help you see this in another way. Ace of Pentacles, wow, what an abundant opportunity. So you are starting something new. You're starting a new project, and this is going to be really good for you to go through, first of all, and to complete, second of all, to have it on your CV or your list of skills. So I hope that's helpful for you. And like I said, if you have a question, please put it in the comments. I'd be happy to help. If this resonated, please hit the like button. And if you would like more advice in 2024, please subscribe. I'd love to see you back here again for more guidance. And wishing you all the light and luck on this project, on this journey, and hoping you also continue to work with love. Hi, Four of Pentacles group. So you were drawn to this card with the Four of Pentacles, the dog burying his treasure, basically. Kind of in his own little place, away from the main home. He's got his own spot, his own saving area. So the Four of Pentacles is usually about like saving up, saving your resources, being responsible with them, being diligent in managing your resources, and like taking care of yourself in that way and doing it in a systematic way. So I'm already wondering what study hack will be useful for you with that starting message. So I'm feeling actually both of these will start here. And then we'll pull one more card to get a little bit more definition on what your study hack will be useful for you right now in whatever you're going through in your studies. So you also have the Ten of Swords, which is about being kind of like overburdened. And oh, this is the first time I'm seeing this card. It actually looks very sad, like a little bit of separation anxiety or missing someone from their life that they no longer see. But I'm going to interpret that specifically in study terms. It's a little bit of a heavy energy, the Ten of Swords. I was just feeling it right now. I'm not sure if that's fully part of the study hack message though. And then we also have the Emperor coming through. And then the Five of Wands. So I'm seeing this as, let's see. Oh, my cat is calling me, so she must enter. Okay, Mocha is here with us as we figure out your study hack. Okay, so in a more study kind of interpretation, Mocha here. This is making me think that you've tried so hard with one thing. Come here. There you go. And you're at the point where you're at rock bottom with something and it's not going anywhere and it's causing you a lot of frustration. And then the Emperor is all about kind of taking command of that situation. So there's a little bit of a sense of feeling out of control, and then figuring out how to regain that control. And coming back to the Four of Pentacles, it's kind of about like systematic efforts. Sorry if you can't see your cards for a minute, but they're coming back now. And then with the Five of Swords, it gives me the sense that there's a lot of ideas, a lot of conflicting ideas and thoughts I'll say more thoughts than ideas in your head, and you don't know like how to kind of reconcile them. I would also say this is like a lot of information. Oh, okay, I think this is like information overload, and you don't know how to put all that information together in like a coherent way for yourself that creates this sense of understanding. So attaining understanding is pretty key here, and the way you do that specifically is going to be you kind of becoming the ruler of your own studies. The ruler of your own studies. So I would say that you might be overwhelming yourself with like looking up things like study hacks, and you're trying everything, and I don't know. Let's see if she can get out of here. She might not be willing. Yeah, you've been trying everything. You're neglecting finding the thing that works specifically for you. So it's kind of like weed out the clutter. Like there's too much information, there's too many study hacks out there, but only a few of them are really going to work for your study style. So your study hack is to figure out what works best for you specifically as an individual. You know, this is kind of like you watching all these YouTube videos, like all these different study hacks, and you're just kind of like glazed over. And you're like, it's too much, I don't know where to start. You need to become this dog where you take command. You found the golden apple, whatever that is, the piece of knowledge that works for you, and then just apply that for everything and just master that first. So it's like you master the skills that work for you one by one by one. Yeah, like this, one by one by one. So there might be 4 skills in particular that you can set about mastering in the semester. If you're in the semester system, it's about 4 months, right? So this month, you master one skill that really applies to your style of learning. And what I mean by a style of learning is like, it can be a lot of different things, but for example, if you're more like auditory than visual, then you might get an app where it basically like reads the text to you. If that's the way you absorb information, you know, don't fight it, don't shame yourself, embrace that, and find ways to support yourself and how you learn best. If you're more visual, then that might mean like taking an article and turning it into a visual representation. Like I had a friend who doodled her notes of like academic journals, and I thought that was so crafty, and it was specifically only, it was for her only. To remember the information, to start synthesizing it in the way that her brain works. So that's really the message here for you, is don't feel like you're a failure because these other hacks aren't working for you. You have a unique brain to yourself, just like anyone else does, and it's time for you to acknowledge that you need to work with your unique brain rather than trying to force it into boxes it doesn't fit into. And like I said, piece by piece, you'll be building up your resources. Yeah, you'll be building up your resources, particularly for study skills that you'll really need to master. So you master those in this semester, and by next year you'll have those in your pocket already to use, and you'll feel so strong by next year, I promise you. Okay, I want to pull one more card. I'm going to pull one more card as like an affirmation for you to kind of pull the whole reading together. And so you have 7 of Cups. Not every great option you're given will be a great option for you. Yeah, so that's just really reaffirming the idea that you need to work with the study plan or the strategy that's specific to how your brain works or how your personality works, the way you find joy in learning. A Seven of Cups also came up in the Knight of Wands pile, the previous reading, so you might have a message for you there. And with that, I'm just giving you so much light and love as you continue on this journey of your 4 new study skills that you're going to master. If you have a question, please feel free to put it in the comments and I can help clarify anything to you, give additional advice. If you resonated with the reading, please give a thumbs up. And then if you would like some more guidance throughout the 2024 year and beyond, I would be happy to be on your academic journey with you. So please subscribe and I'll see you here again in the next reading. Take care. Hi, 3 of Swords group. So we're going to be looking for the study hack that you need in your life right now. And the first card, or the first message I was kind of feeling as I was looking at this card was time heals all wounds, but also that our connections live outside of time. Our connections, yeah. And so that doesn't sound very study hacky to me yet, but we'll just see what the next clarifying cards can add to that message. So you're next getting the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords and then the Hierophant. Oh, so there's some new ideas, possibly a new line of study that you're involved in, a new way of seeing. And then this is a very philosophical kind of card too. This is all about kind of mastery on that knowledge path. Like this is typically representing like the university, like the classic educational system. So 3 of Swords group, funny thing happened. The camera went out. I kept reading your cards until the end, and at the end I found that only the first part had been captured. So I'm going to take that as a sign that there's additional message that needs to be added to your card that you chose. So I'm going to recap the message in this reading and then pull a new set of cards for you, although I think I know what the additional message is already, and it's specifically the 9 of Wands that I pulled at the very end of this reading as an affirmation / confirmation. And it reminded me of the 9 of Wands I pulled for the previous pick a card reading that I posted, entitled 2024 is an 8-year, and so like what particular strength are you developing for that 8-year, because the 8-year is the strength card, and there's so many different types of strengths that we can cultivate or already possess and bring to our lives. And so I already want to redirect or additionally direct you to the 4th pile, which was the 8 of Cups, where the 9 of Wands comes up. And I also realized that the same thing happened in that pile, different reason. But yeah, I had to re-record. I had to recap the message and record a new message. So I really feel that if you're in this group, that you should go back to that video, and I'll link it for you so it's a little bit more convenient. So with that said, I want to recap the message that I gained from this set of cards. So this had a really interesting message for your study hack. It was about you being emotionally invested and emotionally connected to your studies, particularly by the influence of a really important and nurturing mentor or teacher in your life. I mean, and this puppy is so young. It could have been a teacher from your grade school even, or your middle school, that inspired you. I remember that this white bunny stood out to me, and it reminded me of Alice in Wondering, and kind of like following the rabbit down the rabbit hole and discovering this whole new world of ideas that will just change your mind. So I kind of got the message, even from the beginning, that you're starting a new direction, or maybe even a new discipline in the way you think. It's like you're joining a new pack here. And it's a big life shift, but it's going to be very fulfilling for you. And yeah, so the whole emphasis for your study hack particularly was that you're emotionally connected to your studies. And the suggestion that I came up with was for you to, instead of just taking notes, like classic outlines or notes on the information you're learning, try to create a learning journal for yourself, where like maybe every week you take some time to just journal, reflect on things that really like inspired you as you were learning. And it will help kind of solidify that that particular way of learning, which is very connected to an emotional understanding of the knowledge that you're immersing yourself in. Yeah, it's a bit like you're immersing yourself in this new world, and there's a lot to take in, and you're understanding it kind of like as like a young person growing up and understanding the whole new world in a new way. Yeah, the Nine of Wands message here says it would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. So it's something about, you know, like having that perseverance. But I'm particularly drawn now to the single candle that the figure is holding, and it's like being guided by your own inner light. That's a little bit like following the white rabbit, right? You're going to rely a lot on your intuition and your emotional connection to navigate this whole new world. It's not like any lesser than any other way of thinking or processing information. It's just specifically the way you process information. That's also the way I process information, and I actually do assign my students a like reflective journaling assignment after each topic we cover, so that they have a chance to take like a snapshot of the way they're thinking about the topic while it's still fresh. And then as they come to the end of semester, they'll look back and be able to assess how much their learning has grown. So that's why I'm suggesting the same thing to you, because that's particularly the way that you learn. Your emotions and your intuition are your strength in this situation, or in this scholarly environment, and it's an incredible strength that will carry you through into undiscovered worlds, basically, or worlds that you're yet to become familiar with. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to put this back into the deck. Maybe they'll show up again in the next message of your reading, and we'll see if there's additional information, to be added onto this message, or if there's another study hack that you need to be aware of right now to help you as we're going into the new semester. Let's see. Okay, so let's see if there's another message here. So we start with the Six of Pentacles reverse. I'm going to read reverse this time. We have next the King of Wands reversed. I'll let my cat in a sec so she stops meowing. Let's see, what is this? The Nine of Pentacles reverse. So reversals are fully happening right now. And the Five of Cups in the Okay, this is really interesting. So as I was pulling these cards, I kept noticing that each of them seemed to have a bird, except maybe this first one. Yeah, there's no bird here. And so that's already standing out as significant to me because it seems like there's a feeling of a lack here. Maybe you're the first thought I had in the Six of Pentacles reverse is that that's all about kind of like giving, or someone giving to you, helping you out, and you receiving that help. This is Mocha. Hi Mocha, you helping? But it's in the reverse, so it's like maybe that's not happening anymore, or it's not present in your journey anymore. Six of Pentacles, let me remind myself what the next card was. It is the King of Wands reversed, so that could be the person, like an older kind of mentor figure who's now, maybe that's the person that's out of the picture now. And then the Nine of Pentacles reversed, it's kind of like you should feel like you have it all, but you don't. And I feel like that relates to the other reading that I directed you to, like kind of the Eight of Cups, where you're feeling like you need to move on, you're missing something from your life and you need to change locations or direction to find that missing cup. So from the Nine of Pentacles reverse, I'm getting that same message. And then we last have the Five of Cups in the upright, and that's interesting because that's all about kind of like about, it could be grief, but it could also be like let me see if it helps if I put this here. You got full cat butt. Mocha, can you move please so I can communicate? Yeah, this is about like not seeing what you already have. I mean, you have lost more than you feel you have, and you're focusing on the loss, and you're not kind of remembering that you have two glimmering cups left. And this bird here, it makes me just feel this sense of hope. I'm not sure what bird it is and what it represents, but it's making me definitely think of open your other eye. You have one eye closed, one eye open. See that you have hope and you have something there in your life that's really important. Yeah, so I think this is not an additional study hack. I think it is an additional message to what I was picking up earlier about maybe feeling like a little bit lost without a specific guide or mentor or advisor in your life anymore, I would say, or it could be like to begin with for some of you. And that's very difficult. That's a very difficult place to be. So I just wanted to offer like my personal support and advice on the situation is, if you're not specifically in the moment where you find the right advisor, definitely build your support, your peer support network. So join writing groups or any other kind of student groups. You can actually make groups. This is what I did for myself. Like, if I didn't feel a sense of community, I would make a group and then like start by building other people into it that also felt like they needed like maybe writing accountability or something like that. Yeah, it could just start informally, but it's almost like you're in this waiting space where you're kind of on your own and self-directing at this moment, and yeah, because you have that lack of like a lighthouse right now. Similar to the last message, you need to rely on your own inner guidance, but you could also always build a community of support, and that's always just like gives extra strength to whatever milestone you're trying to reach, because it can be, especially like say if you're like first generation in higher education, like it's a whole new social world. Never mind the institution that you have to navigate, but like the social aspects of it too, the cultural aspects. So that's where a lot of peer learning can come in handy if you don't have that, you know, like if you don't have it come from like older generations down to you. Let me see if I see any additional message for like study hack here. No, I think it's really just about you finding the support you need right now as you are going through this kind of void. The void is like a transition period. It's temporary. So that's why I say the peer support group will help you like transit that temporary void until you connect with your advisor. And it's just a matter of timing, like your right advisor situation is going to come about. It's just not the right timing now. And there are some skills that you are going to acquire by following your inner light and by building support networks. That's a life skill that you'll be you can use in situations beyond your studies right now. Yeah, so let me pull one more card as an affirmation card for you. Try to seal this whole message together. Oh, yeah, Seven of Wands. Witches should hold other witches accountable. Oh, well, I just first saw the group image, and that made me think of, yes, like the peer support group being important. But the Seven of Wands in this depiction is a little bit fraught with like, it's very uncomfortable. By the reading, it looks like the group is holding the one witch accountable for her actions. But it also feels like she's being singled out and there's some finger pointing happening. The Seven of Wands traditionally is understood as like holding your boundaries, defending your boundaries. So it's more like the single figure is defending their truth and their boundaries. Let me just get the booklet really quick actually to read more if there's a important message there. Seven of Wands. Okay. Oh, it looks like someone is finally getting called out on her bad behavior. Let's hope she handles it well. Even when you're a witch, you're still a fallible human being, and you will eventually say or do things you shouldn't. Your mistakes don't make you a bad witch necessarily. Sometimes what really matters is how you choose to respond once you've been confronted. In most situations, the best thing to do, surprisingly, also the simplest thing to do. First, listen and try to understand where they're coming from. Second, apologize. The phrase, "I'm sorry," is one of the most powerful spells there is. Last, do better when you know better. That's not too difficult, right? And then reverse. Perhaps you were made aware that something you did or said was harmful, but instead of accepting accountability, you decided to double down, making it so much worse, and now you have two things to apologize for: the original issue and now this. Yeah, so I don't know if that like resonates with something that happened in your life where you kind of got outcast from the group because you might have offended one person or the whole group. And so this is a message to make amends over that. For other people, it could be a message that you were misunderstood and were excluded from the group in that way. It's I'm thinking of the card that you pulled, the Nine of Wands, from the first part of your reading, and we see each witch has their own wand, like each witch has their own inner guidance, and it's like yours is at odds with everyone else's. Either way, I don't see the specifics, but either way, it's looking that you've been separated from a group that you were a part of somehow, and you're isolated. You're feeling isolated in some way. And that can be very hard to go through, especially in trying to like fulfill your studies. But it's also fixable. It's also something that you can navigate successfully in your life, and you are deserving of having a support group. You know, whether that means humbling yourself and taking accountability, or just like cutting out toxic people and finding a new group of like-minded people. That's for you to say and decide what you want to do with that. But I do want to send the message that it is important to have support networks as you go through your studies, because I'm feeling in these cards the sense of a lack of support, and that can make it very difficult to get through to your goals. Okay, so yeah, diverged a little bit from the study hack message, but I hope that that was meaningful for you in some way. Yeah, please hit the like button if this resonated. If you have additional questions or comments, you want to share what you're going through, feel free to in the comments section. And I would love for you to subscribe. I would love to see you back here and send you more guiding messages throughout your academic career. And with that, sending you so much light, and hope you continue to work with love, and I'll see you again in the next reading.